There was a couple of injury updates today. I don't know if it might be too soon in the day, but do you have anything on I think Nimmo was supposed to see the doctor today?
I don't have anything on Nimmo. Darno did get an X-ray. It was reviewed, and he's cleared to start swinging and expand his baseball activity. So that's a positive. David did start really back to baseball activity today. Didn't swing, but threw, took ground balls. He'll want to push it, I'm sure, but we have a protocol to get somebody back playing games, particularly a catcher that's going to have to be able to play a full 9 innings. So it's not just about swings; it's about stamina as well, and getting back into stamina, but being able to crouch back there for 9 innings. So right now, it's a little hard to say exactly when he'll be back.
So you talked a little bit about Noah up there over his first 2 starts. Just what's your impression?
Well, I think he's done an excellent job, and I think you could see growth from the first start to the second. He didn't get out of the 6th against the Cubs. He got out of the 6th against the Brewers, and they're not the same team, but particularly after hitting Gomez yesterday and settling down, and coming back and getting 3 of the next 4 hitters. I thought that was a very positive step, so I think we're all pleased with what he's done so far.
Yesterday, Terry said there is a chance when Dylan comes back that Noah could get sent back to Vegas.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to comment on that right now. It's just it's too speculative at this point. Dylan's going to throw another game probably in St. Lucie, and Noah's definitely scheduled for another start, so we'll just see what happens after that.
Is there one thing that stood out to you so far about Noah? Really impressive.
I think his composure. You could tell he was nervous before the first game, but that seemed to disappear, and he was able to get through a couple of difficult innings against the Cubs before that 6th inning. And I think yesterday, just his ability to stay focused, and again, after the Gomez incident, being able to come back and get out of that inning and get himself sort of recomposed. I think the hamstring is probably a non-factor at this point. I think what's maybe has held him up over the last couple of days has been his back and a desire by the doctors to have him work through a series of exercises with higher and higher thresholds, and I think he's just about there. So
I know we've asked you this previous incarnations of deals. That do you have some kind of schedule laid out for him, like timetable of sorts?
Well, we've had a schedule, but until he's back fully cleared for all baseball activity, it's tough to put a schedule together. So he's chomping at the bit, but today's the first day he was actually back on the field for any amount of work.
There are times even for Herrera's finger. He didn't seem to.
He was examined today. It was re-X-rayed. The fracture was confirmed, and he's going to be re-examined, re-X-rayed in 3 weeks.
What did it mean for you to be able to speak to the veterans and always be able to have these opportunities to speak to
Well,
veterans?
I've been here to the hospital before, and it's always, an emotional couple of hours. We were all in it together, and so I feel like one of them, and so it's nice to come back and be able to acknowledge their contributions, their service, and sort of comradeship, I guess.
When you look at where you guys are now, with all the injuries you've had, some of your top hitters not probably hitting as well as you feel like they're going to, pleased with where you guys are?
Nobody's ever pleased. You always look back and think, gee, we could have done this, we could have done that. We just lost 5 straight. So, everybody has injuries, and but I've been happy the way that we've been able to fill in for some of those injured players. You know, Eric Campbell's a good example. Did a nice job for us, cooled off, went back to AAA, and then has come back and been excellent the first couple of games back. We've seen Noah, some of the young pitchers in the bullpen that have had to step up a little bit, so there's been a lot of positive things.
How do you use the context of the injuries to assess the season so far, especially considering I think you were third most missed games on the DL, just to keep players as well, obviously?
How do you assess it? Nobody cares whether your players are on the disabled list or not. Really, all they care about is the one-loss record. So that's really what we have to look at. And you know, we were at one point we were 10 games over. We're 6 over now. We had gotten back to 9 before the Cubs series. So we've got to hopefully climb back and get back to where we were, and I think we have the pitching, and you know, the offense is starting to pick up too. I know that it's only been a couple of games, but starting to see some nice things from some of our key hitters, Granderson, Kadire, certainly Murphy's done better the last several weeks from his start. So you know, I'm optimistic, definitely.
Are you concerned at all about the home run hitting and the lack thereof to this point? Because it seems like you guys might have anticipated a bit more of it. It just hasn't happened yet.
We're going to have to hit with more power to be successful. Teams that score a lot of runs typically do that in part at least through their power numbers, and ours is starting to come around. I mean, even some of those games we lost recently, we've started to hit the long ball and doubles. So again, even in that area, I think I'm more optimistic than maybe 10 days ago. And part of it, I think, is also just emphasis. You know, Curtis, for example, the emphasis has been getting on base, but I think also Kevin has reminded him, look, you know, pick your spots, but don't forget about the power swing, and you know, we've seen that from Curtis. So happy to have seen that over the last few games.
So I guess, I mean, when you look at this lineup and the pieces you already have, like, you think there is like more capacity for it? That, in essence, that what you saw to this point isn't what they actually are. That they could actually maybe hit more home runs and get to the point where you're.
Yeah, you know, Granderson has already demonstrated that. Duda hasn't really hit that many home runs. Kadire. No, I think we've got that capacity. We just have to tap into it.
Where is Noah on that spectrum? Is he someone, if you were to send him down, could he still get something out of being down there, or is he beyond some of that stuff?
I think there's always room to learn, whether you're learning at the major league level or learning at the minor league level. But you know, he certainly has pitched very well early this season at Las Vegas. Certainly much improved performance, at least over last season, and his 2 starts so far have been good. You know, when DeGrom and Montero came up last May, I don't know how long it was till we got a win out of either one of them. It was a while. So in that sense, Noah's already made I mean, DeGrom pitched well. We just didn't get any wins out of either of those guys, as I recall, last year for a while. So, you know, Noah's already on the right track. He's not somebody that's coming back from a major injury, so it's possible that you know, one more start will do it. We'll see.
Coach made the sense that if it is, say, like 1 to 2, and you have this 20-game stretch, does it give you versatility in terms of plugging him in as essentially that spot starter and lengthening things out and the decision out?
You mean plugging Dylan in as a spot starter?
Yeah, when he's ready to come up.
No, I think that's something we'll look at when he's ready. And it depends on where we are in the schedule, whether we've had any rainouts, you know, when our next off day is, what some of the other guys in the rotation have done in terms of number of pitches and that sort of thing. So it's a lot of different factors. We'll just have to see.